This is Show Up as a Leader, a show from People Forward Network, helping you maximize your positive impact on the world by becoming your best, fully authentic self. Hey everyone, it's Rosie. I am super excited to have my dear friend, Rana DeBoer, co-founder of Volt Strategy, launch a new series on the podcast called Elevate Your Leadership. In this series, Rana offers a unique blend of behavioral science and business strategy to help leaders take their cultures to the next level and build future-ready organizations. Take a listen.
Hey everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this month's episode of Elevate Your Leadership. And today, episode number 4, we are moving out of mindset and into activity. So we're going to focus on leveraging or taking action on power moments. So let's get ready to identify those moments that matter the most in your day of leadership and how to use them to your advantage, which is a good thing, while making greater impact, right? And impact in life, in leadership, with your teams, in your business strategy, your sales approach, and all of the things. And of course, impact in your family and friends, those people that matter the most. So for those who don't know me, my name is Rana DeBoer. I am a serious, as I always say, but very fun human performance junkie who loves to work with people just like you in organizations just like yours, really helping people to unlock their potential and helping leaders get the people part right in their business strategy. So I always say the business is easy, the people are hard. And so there's a lot to that. So today is about getting that people part right by leveraging those power moments. Before we get into the goods, if you will, of this small but mighty podcast, where I am essentially taking you through a bit of a guided journey to elevate your leadership, which is what I love to do. I love to help leaders. I love to help teams. I love to help organizations just crush it. And if we can keep people at the center of our business, everybody wins, and leadership is a huge piece of that, right? So let's remember what it means to elevate our leadership. And that's really just about building a really strong foundation and then stepping up, if you will, into some key areas that allow you to maximize your strengths, to activate, if you will, your impact, and just do good in the world, right? Let's keep doing some good. So I call these steps to elevating peak, capital P-E-A-K, because leadership is an inside job. It's an inside job. And so at the base is your purpose, being that purpose-driven, heart-filled mission, lights your heart on fire, right? What are your strengths and your gifts? That purpose-driven leader, and your energy, which is that capacity of mind, body, heart, and spirit. That purpose and that energy creates our capacity to be able to be great leaders, because we are a system. Leadership is a system. You are a system. And the next step, once that capacity and foundation is good, is awareness. And we want to be more conscious and aware leaders, because with awareness comes choice. And that choice, we want to have an orientation for action and being knowledge hungry, and that helps us to build our capability. So with good capacity, we can build that great capability, use those great strengths we have, and even grow them more so that we can be creative. And that's where we get results, where we get that impact we're looking for, where we build from not just a growth mindset in that capacity and capability, but into a benefit mindset that says we not only seek to fulfill our own potential, but we choose to do it in a way that serves the well-being of others. That's leadership today. That's where we're going, where we're moving. It's the only way forward. So leveraging power moments, the focus of today's episode, will help us do all of these things, help us do just that. But first, definitions. And I'm going to challenge everybody today, like I always do, to listen with the intent to learn. So we're not just listening in, but we're listening with the intent to learn, because when we stop learning, you start killing your leadership, right? We've got to keep learning and growing. So definitions. What does it mean to leverage, right? If we're leveraging power moments, what does it mean to leverage? To use something that you already have in order to achieve something new or better. I like that. That sounds good. What is power in leadership? And we're going to operate on the definition that extends far beyond formal authority, right? That comes with that title, because everyone is a leader. So if you don't, you should be following the Center for Creative Leadership, which is where I'm going to share how their research has identified really quick, just these bases of power for a leader. So Center for Creative Leadership, I love everything they put out. It's so helpful. Great research, great practices. I use it in my practice all the time. It's foundational. So they tell us about these 7 bases of power in leadership. So let's just highlight a couple. So the power of charisma. Ooh, I like that. The power of charisma. The power of relationships, right? There we are, tapping into that relational intelligence, not just emotional intelligence, conversational intelligence, but relational intelligence. There's a lot of energy in that. So power of information. That's very much not just authority that comes from that title, but the power of information, power to reward others. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of those. So these definitions start to put us in perspective to say, how do we leverage power moments, right? How do we leverage them? So what is a moment? It's an important, very brief period of time. Okay, so what did we just say? Thanks, Rana, for all the definitions, but where are you going with this? Leaders today need to recognize and leverage those important moments in business to maximize the potential of their people. Because when we put human needs in line or into alignment, dynamic alignment with business needs, when we put human needs aligned with business needs, we get exponential engagement, is what I would say, in really a modern culture positioned for performance and for future growth. And we really need that today. We need to understand, how do we align our human needs and our business needs together to create this win-win? So our people win, our business wins, the community wins, everyone wins. So leveraging power moments, investing in those moments that maximize the well-being of our people, we start to maximize the results in our business, because those people are the power, right? They're the engine to our business. And business, or work, if we want to say, is a major contributing factor to our overall well-being and to the economic vitality of our communities. You know, if you haven't read it, Rath and Harder in 2010 put out that book, The 5 Essential Elements of Well-Being, and they talk about people with high career well-being are 50% more likely to be thriving in life overall. Makes sense. It's huge. So let's start some moments. Let's talk about leveraging some power moments. And I want to start by focusing on you, because you, leader, are an energy that cascades, right? It cascades into your team. And without doubt, part of your team is your family. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So moment number 1, I love this moment. It's a game changer for your leadership, and that is the commute home. So once you have safely headed down the road, this is what you're going to do. Ready? Listen sharp. Answer the question, what am I grateful for at work today? Not what went wrong, not what you're mad about. What are you celebrating? What are you grateful for at work today? And I want to challenge you to name 3 things. And after each thing, take a deep breath. So 3 things, 3 deep breaths on your commute home. So name something you're grateful for, take a deep breath. Name something you're grateful for, take a deep breath. Thankful for, take a deep breath. And then before your tires hit the driveway, I want you to answer, what am I looking forward to tonight with my family? One thing, one big breath. Here's my example. Not tonight, but tomorrow night. What am I looking forward to with my family is the USD football game. So my son plays football. He's a junior in high school. And we've got some invitations to go to some college games already. And we are going to go have some fun. So talk about leveraging the power of a moment to celebrate what's good from a attitude of gratitude. And what are we looking forward to? What kind of energy then do you bring home to the people who matter the most, right? Moment number 2, remember the first 2 are focused on you, leader, is bedtime. Once that head hits that pillow, and I'm going to make the assumption that you have shut the phone off. You're not using scrolling, checking, killing your eyes or your skin with the blue light, right? And you've got your room cool and dark because that's just a good ritual. You've got your whole sleep bedtime ritual, right? So after that, once your head hits the pillow, leveraging the power of that moment when you're all snuggled in, so comfortable, you got the covers just right, you're all comfortable, and you're starting to fade away. If you don't have a ritual for when that head hits the pillow, here's one I'll challenge you to try on, and it's visualize the success for the next day. Corny? Maybe. Works? Yes. Does it help you over time be that positive, impactful leader that you're looking to be, that you want to be? Yes. So see yourself in a situation. Maybe it's something that you're nervous about, all bajiggity about, or maybe it's something you're really excited for. Might be something you're dreading. And on the opposite, something you're really looking forward to. But that moment in the next day, visualize yourself in that situation. See yourself being successful in that, navigating well through that situation. So for me, this week, at the end of the week, it's what I'm going to call come to grips meeting with a key partner of mine, a key colleague of mine. And when my head hits the pillow, I'm going to imagine and see myself calm, respectful, orientated positively, curious, open-minded, and walking away from that come to grips meeting with some levels of understanding, appreciation, and great ways forward. And what if it's an epic failure? How will I want to handle myself in that moment? Talk about an energy that extends, right? Moment number 3, and I really hope you can have some fun with this, and this is team energy rating. This is one of my favorite moments and my favorite leadership practices. I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's say once a month, at a moment in a meeting with your entire team, when you, leader, are not talking, when you're not talking, but your team is truly engaged in that agenda and you're able to sit back in your seat and just watch your team in motion. Maybe it's not a team meeting. Maybe it's a project meeting. Maybe it's watching them in action at work, whatever it might be. My challenge is once a month to rate what you're observing in that team energy. How do you watch and listen and observe in that moment? You remove yourself and you just look at that overall energy of your team. You could also do this in one-on-ones, right? On your one-on-one tag-ups with your people, that at some moment you take that pause and you really just watch, listen, and observe. Here's your rating scale. 1, poor, right? 2, good. 3, great. Keep it simple. Maybe you just want a 1, 2. It's either poor or it's good. Well, whatever you want to do. 1, 2, 3. I like 1, 2, 3. You're going to measure and kind of look at what is that physical energy in the group? What's that level of get up and go, that physical mobility and agility? What does that mental energy look like? Level of positive attitude, right? What are we seeing for positivity, for can do? And spiritual. What's that team spirit look like? The level of camaraderie, some pride and some loyalty. This is a powerful moment. You become fully aware of kind of where your team is positioned to perform, and you recognize, right, what that present workload is, what that work demand is currently for them. How are they doing energy-wise together in that space? And then you start to even look ahead. Like, if we really stink right now, if we're down on energy and we've got big moments ahead of us, big projects, big workloads. What do we need to do to adjust and manage that energy today? Opposite of that, great example, coaching with a gentleman just like a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, buddy, you are crushing it right now. You are on fire. You're on point. Your head is so clear. You are really, really running on high energy and clarity, knowing where you're going, making great decisions, making the right moves, really elevating your leadership and feeling good. He's like, I know, it's really going well. I said, so, that communication cascade, that communication issue that we've been talking about that you're having with your team, maybe because you're just in such a great space, if your team is pretty okay, maybe now is the time to push the button on, we got to work on our communication. And what does a great communication cascade look like? So that everyone knows what the right hand is doing, what the left hand is doing, where we're going, how we're doing it. And as a leadership team, that we walk out of this meeting, every time we come together, once a week when we come together, that we walk out of this meeting and we've said, what did we just decide? What is it that needs to be communicated? Who's doing it? And what are the key messages? Like, that's not easy for a team to do sometimes, right? But he was in such a good space. So escalate. I pushed the execution on him, and it was great timing. So talk about using the power of a moment to match the energy of your people with what you need in your business strategy and moving them all forward together. Moment number 4. And again, I'm not giving you all the moments. I'm highlighting a few moments. I'm raising your thinking and helping you to think about, what are those moments in the day? What are those moments in your leadership that you can leverage more and more often to really crush it? Like I said earlier, moment 4, I love this practice as well. I probably say that too much, sorry, but I do. I love this practice as well, is connecting the why, the purpose, the meaning. Here's what I mean. As a leader, you are a meaning maker. That's the goods of the work. You make meaning of it. I was up at Nebraska Safety Council and did a breakfast club presentation. And I said to all these safety leaders, you are meaning makers. You make the work of safety and all of these OSHA guidelines and parameters, you make meaning out of them. So once a week, here's a great challenge. Here's a great practice for you to put into your arsenal of tools and deliberate, intentional leadership that you have. Once a week, make a deliberate effort to match that tactical work that needs to get done to the purposeful impact of your organization, that purpose that your org is driven by. Because you know this, right? You know this. People want to be part of something bigger than themselves. Here's another great example. Construction group that I work with, and pouring concrete. Particularly here in the Midwest, we've had a little bit of a heat streak here. So here we are having our people pour concrete at 90 degrees and it's super hot. So yeah, we're pouring concrete, but we're also laying the foundation for this building for the School of Deaf. We're creating a place where these kids can get the education they need, that they want to be more successful in life. And it also allows us to contribute to building our incredible community. Again, corny, maybe that sounds corny, but you leader, if you can put words to that, if you can capture those moments on a periodic basis where you're talking tactical all the time and put some meaning to it, connect the why, the purpose, the meaning, just every once in a while. Wow. Talk about matching human needs with business needs. That's really powerful. Last one I want to hit you with that's a little bit crazy is peak moments. Moment number 5, maybe a peak moment. Here's what I mean. People rarely remember the whole event, right? You go to a birthday party, you don't remember the whole party. You remember the moments of the party. Employees don't remember their entire career. They remember the highlights, good, bad, and ugly. And honestly, rarely do those highlight moments include like following standard operating procedures or talk track in a customer service. Peak moments are typically emotionally charged. They're filled with dynamic, right? And we know the pace of change is lightning fast today. So what I'm wondering is if one of the greatest moments that we can create as a leader today is when you let your team be agile, creative, and unbound, maybe by some of those common rules. Can we create like an innovation lab moment and give your team this permission to break the script, as Chip Heath says? If you haven't read the book, The Power of Moments, I encourage you, get it, read it. It's fantastic. It's definitely conscious rising. And so leverage that human performance and potential by asking our team or a couple employees to take some current process or current situation, flip it, look at it differently, positively disrupt the way that we're doing things. Let me know if you need some help with that one. Couple questions as moment identifiers. What are some of those greatest leadership power moments for you? When is your energy the highest? This week, what moments do you need to really show up for, really lead? What days in the business quarter are hardest for you and your team? When is it most important for you to be clear and firm on the business strategy so people can step into it and make it happen? Yes, I'm reading my questions, but they're good. I'll put them in the leader guide. When is it most important for you to be caring and connecting? Is there a moment you need to lean into the conflict and not avoid the hard conversation? When is the moment you need to sit back and let someone else take all the credit, or you need to zip it and just listen? Or a moment you need to innovate or hold steady to the course? So what did we learn today? There are moments to pause in each day of our leadership where you can leverage the people part to be more win-win. You totally can. Identify those important moments, be deliberate in leveraging them, right? Aligning those human needs and business needs is a leadership practice we must all learn and master. And I think that we can really do that best in the moments of our workday, not in a classroom, not in a training session, but in the moments of the workday, because consistent, right, repeated small moments add up to a culture shift or a culture evolution. That's years of moments. So I can't wait to catch you in October, where we'll be going through defining team identity. We know that high-performing teams create a collective identity. So I'll share how you can do that, how you can make that magic happen. So thank you so much for tuning in and being present in yourself and elevating your leadership, because you're worth it. So if you haven't, be sure to check out episodes 2 and 3, again, where we're focusing really on that mindset. Now we're moving into taking some action. And remember to grab the leader guide. You can get that. Follow me on LinkedIn or to our website, voltstrategy.com/resources. Thanks for listening in to this small but mighty podcast. I hope you are inspired and thinking about how to be more impactful and how to lead to your peak.
I'm Rosie Ward, and this is Show Up as a Leader. To learn more, head over to peopleforwardnetwork.com and, of course, hit that follow button.